Hello everybody. Welcome to Free Flight Saturday. Unfortunately, it's on Sunday because we had some technical difficulties yesterday. So every Saturday night at 7 Central, I'm going to be playing a flight-related game. And every Tuesday, it's going to be Tobruk Tuesday, I'm going to be playing the game Tobruk. I'm going to start with the basic scenario, the very first scenario, and then build up from there. Also, before I do a program, I'm going to have a short video explaining the game, and it's going to be kind of like a preview of the things to come, so it'll make it easier to understand the game when it's played. And tonight's, and we did that this week. So let's get started. So we have Flight Leader, the basic game tonight. All right. So I'm starting all my planes tonight at an altitude of speed 7 and altitude 12. Again, just a reminder, the maximum altitude these planes can go is 15, and the maximum speed they can go is 9. Neither of the planes are supersonic. Let's get started. So we have 4 planes. Over here, we have plane A. We have plane A over here. And over here we have plane B in this corner. All right. So A and B. And in the other corner, down below, we have plane C and D. Let's go there. So here is plane C, and here is plane D. Okay, excellent. So this is C, and this is D. Okay. So, and they're all at altitude of 7, and altitude of 12, and speed of 7. So now what we're going to do is we're going to roll for initiative because they all have the same speed and the same altitude. So let's do that. So I'm going to go A, B, C, and D. So A's roll is going to be a 4. All right, so that's A's roll. B's roll is going to be a 4. Okay, so that's the blue team. C is going to be a 1, and D is going to be a 1. So blue team is going to be first. The initiative is going to be A, B, C, and D. A goes first, B, then C, and last but not least, D. So let's go up the upper right hand corner, and let's get the show started. Okay, so here's my B plane. So let's open up the status cards. All right, here we go. Okay, so we're going to go through the flight decision step checklist again, just to make sure we do everything right. So we're going to set the throttle. These planes, they're all going to be full throttle. They're going to be going forward. So throttle is going to be set for afterburner. And fuel use, afterburner uses 2 fuel. Set maneuver matrix, straight and level flight, at least for these guys. Altitude change, none. No change in altitude. And set speed using the acceleration chart. Okay, so let's go over here. So normal, afterburners, and they're going to no change, so their speed's going to increase by 2. So their speed is already up to, so this plane's speed is already up to 9. So we're going to move it, and he's just going to move forward. So control 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and his turn is through. Now we're going to do plane B. I'm going to do the same thing. So the throttle's going to be set to afterburner. He's going to use 2 fuel. Maneuver matrix is straight and level flight. And no altitude change. Since there's no altitude change, we don't have to change the altitude, and set speed. So we use afterburner, level flight, and it's going to be pickup of 2, so his speed's going to be 2. Okay, excellent. So his speed's going to increase 2. So, and we say we started him on 7, and we're going to move him up to 9. He was already on 9. Here's the other guy. All right, here we are. 7, 9. Okay, and we're going to move him. He's just going to move forward straight level flight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right, that's that turn. So these guys right now, that's A's turn and B's turn is done. They're actually at speed increase, so their speed's going to be 9, 12 right now. So let's see if I can. 9, 12. All right. So they got those afterburners and 9, 12. So now let's move the red planes. Red planes are MiG-23 floggers, I believe. All right, so here's the floggers. So let's pull up their charts. Okay, so they're at altitude 12. For them, we're going to put the afterburners on. Okay, let's do C first. So afterburner on. So we set the throttle. Fuel use, we're going to use 2 fuel. Maneuver matrix. So we're going to have this person climb to get some altitude. Set altitude change. He's going to try to get 3 altitude. All right. Now set new altitude, so 12, 13, 14, 15. So he's at the maximum for his plane. Now we're going to set the speed with the acceleration chart. So going down here, they're both high acceleration. So they're going to climb 3 on afterburners. So on afterburners, they still get 1 speed. So they're going to go up to speed of 9. And that is because they're speed of 8. That is because they're high acceleration aircraft. Okay, so let's move them forward 8. All right, so he's gaining 3 altitude. So he can only move forward 5 now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because every level in altitude costs you a movement point because you're going vertically. So for this guy right here, we're going to do the same thing. So set throttle. He's going to put his throttle on afterburner. And record fuel use. 2 afterburner for the fuel use. And then set maneuver matrix. He's going to climb ahead. Let's see if I made the climb ahead up here. Okay, I did. Just want to make sure I did that. So he's going to climb ahead. And he's going to set the altitude change. So he's going to 1, 2. He's going to want to go up 3 like his partner did. And set the altitude change and set new altitude. So he's now going to be at 15. And set speed, we use the acceleration chart. They're high acceleration planes. They're climbed 3 levels. He's going to get 1 speed. His speed's going to go up to 8. And we're going to move him in a straight line. So let's just control, forward arrow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, but he can't do 8. So I have to get rid of that. So let's mark him. Let's put him back. Where he was across right here. Because again, he's going up 5. He's going up 3. So his movement will only be able to move forward 5 points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, there we go. So we're going to move it to the next turn. Well, first we have to change. Let me move this chart over here. Turn record chart. Let's get the counter for the turn record marker. And turn. So we're going to be going on to turn 2 now. Put that back where it was. Turn it off. Okay. So turn the counter off. There we go. We can move that over there. All right. So let's update the speeds for the red team. So the speeds are, okay, so they gained 3 altitude and 1 speed. So their speed's going to be 8. And their altitude's going to be 15. Go. Okay, there we go. All right, so let's take a look at the overview right here. All right, so these planes right here, these are the blue team. They're headed in this direction. All right, they're at speed 9 and altitude 12. And here's the red team. They have the highest altitude possible at 15, but their speed's only 8. Right? And they're going right here too. So they're going to meet each other. So let's delete that. That's the overview. Right. And Control-Alt-1. All right. All right. So now we go to the next turn, turn 2. So now we have to determine initiative. So what we look at for the initiative is the sum of these two numbers. So 8 plus 15 is 23 for these two, and 9 plus 12 is 21. So these guys right here have the initiative 23 to 21. All right, so let's clean that. There we go. So these guys are going to do their turn now. So the initiative is going to be CD and then AB. Let's go right here. So the initiative is CD, oops, CD, and then AB. The AB team, the blue team's turn, will be next. And see, that really helped. That extra being high acceleration planes helped a little bit. CD for my initiative. Okay, Control-Alt-Delete. All right, so we got that cleared. So let's do it. There we go. Okay, so we're going to choose C first. I'm actually going to pull up that C status card. All right. So we got to see they can't gain any more altitude. They're subsonic, they can't gain any more altitude, but they can gain 2 speed. So we want them to stay the same altitude and gain 2 speed. There's not a setting where they can do that. So they're going to go a military power, gain 1 speed, and stay level. So he's going to go into military power. All right. And we're going to go down here. Record fuel use. Military power only uses 1 fuel point of the 25 to start with. Set maneuver matrix. We want to do level ahead. And set altitude change. There's going to be no altitude change. And set new altitude. We didn't change altitude. And set speed. And we did this right here. Military power. Level flight, gain 1 speed, so they're at the highest speed possible right now. And they're going to go forward 9. So C is going to go. Let's get rid of the old tail. Okay. There we go. Alrighty then. Okay. So Control-1. Oops. Actually, yeah, they're going to move in tandem. So I can just put the same settings. Throttle, speed 9, altitude change 0, straight and level flight. Okay, that's good. So we're done with that. Okay, so we went 1, 2, select again. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Very good. Okay, so that's their turn. So let's take a look at the overview. So on the overview, we have our 2 red team, right? they have the highest altitude and the highest speed right now. Let's do that. And let's write the new situation. So they got that 915 each. Right. So they're definitely going to have the initiative next turn, and they're headed this way. All right, so now we have the turn, the blue teams, the F4E Phantoms. All right, and I'm going to have them, they're both going to head to the left. They're going to make a left-hand turn. So I'm going to have them go down that way. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. So that's that turn right there. So, okay. So let's go to blue team. All right, so there's blue team. We still don't. They still don't see red yet, but they're getting. They'll get there after this turn. Okay, so let's change their movement tracks. I just turned off their movement tracks. So now, let's do it. So they're going to do a left-hand turn. So let's go to their status cards. Okay, so set throttle. They're going to stay at afterburners. 1, 2. All right, and they're actually at highest speed, but they're not at highest altitude. So that's what we're going to do. All right. So for both their throttles, we're going to put them in afterburners. Number 2, they're going to record fuel use. So they're both going to use 2 fuel. I'm just doing them since they're doing the same maneuvers and kind of like moving in formation. I'm just moving them at the same time. All right. Set maneuver matrix. So they're definitely going to be climbing left. They're climbing left. They're both climbing left. All right. And set altitude change. So they're at, let's see. Let's take a look at where they're at. So they're at 912. So they can gain 3 altitude. So let's take a look. So on this little chart up here, they can climb 3. They're afterburners. So if they go up to 15, if they go up to 15, they're going to lose 1 speed. Or they can climb 2 and not lose any speed. So that's what they're going to do. They're going to do level flight, turn to the left. Level left. Well, I did put it in climb, didn't I? Alright, so yeah, so they're going to climb 2. They can climb 2 without penalty. They can climb 2 without fuel penalty. Okay, right here. Okay, right there. And he's going to climb 2. Okay, so we're going to go on our setup list right here. Set maneuver matrix, set altitude change, 2, set new altitude. So they're both going to be at 14. Okay. So they're both going to be at 14. And set speed. They're going to climb 2. They're on afterburners. So that's not going to cost them or gain them speed. So still going to be at max speed 14. Max speed altitude 14. So let's do this. Max speed is 9. And 14. Oops. So red is still going to have the initiative here. Let's clean up some of this. Oops. I'm going to be learning hotkeys for this. It could go a little bit smoother. Okay, so. All right, so they're going to do a left-hand turn. Now we go to the turn mode chart here. All right. And they're subsonic. They're turn type D. Turn type D, maximum speed. Their speed is 9, so 4. All right, so if they turn after 3, there'll be 1 penalty. If they turn at 4 or above, there'll be no penalty because they are at afterburner. That's good. Okay, so basically they can freely turn after 4. So that's what we're going to do now. So we're going to move them 4 ahead. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now remember, they lose 2 speed. Oh yeah, 4. Then they go up 2, right? And the altitude change is at the beginning. So there's speed 9, but they went 2 up. So 4. So they're at 6 right now. And they're going to turn left. 6. And they're going to go forward 3. Yeah. Control. 1, 2, 3. Now there's the left-hand turn. All right, so let's pull up their stats. All right, so 914. Yeah, that's what we got. Okay, so excellent. All right, so that's the end of the second turn. Okay. So they still haven't approached the bogeys yet, but they will. They're right there. All right, so they're starting to get on the same page over here. Good. So here's the overview. All right, so what happened was these planes right here, they went this way and they're headed in this direction, and these planes are headed in this direction right here. All right. So let's see who gets the initiative. So for the next turn, the initiative will again be with the red team. So the initiative is going to remain the same. Red team is going to have the initiative. And what is their strategy going to be for this turn? Well, I think the red team is going to do a right-hand turn right at the end of their turn. So they're going to do a right. All right. And since they're at 15, they're probably going to have to dive a bit, maybe just 1, maybe 2, and they can't pick up any more speed, so that's going to be a factor. So we're going to move our turn record card. We're going to be on turn 3. We have the initiative set. So let's move. There we go. Okay. So let's look at their card. There's Bravo status cards. Okay, so they're at maximum speed, maximum altitude. They can't gain speed, they can't gain altitude. They're going to, they can stay level and lose 2 speed, or they can dive 1 and not lose any speed. That's what they're going to do. They're going to dive, right turn, dive 1, not lose any speed. So they're going to put in their throttle settings into idle. So that's the first turn. They're not going to use any fuel. They're going to dive right. It's going to dive right. All right. Set altitude change. They're going to dive 1. And set new altitude. They're going to go down to 14 for both of them. Right here. Okay, and that should be all the tracking unless they fire. Unless they fire, that's all the tracking we're doing right. Oh yeah, we have to look at the turn chart too. So their E for turns. All right. They're going to be doing 9, so they have to move, and they're not on afterburners. So if they do a turn at 4, the speed's going to go down to 7. If they do a turn at 5, their speed's going to go down to, if they do a turn at 5, their speed's going to go down to 8. And if they do a turn after 6 or more forward, they're not going to lose any speed. So they're going to move forward at least 6, forward at least 6, and do a right turn. And they lost 1 altitude. Right. So they're going to be able to move forward 8. So let's do it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we want them to move even more forward. 7. Now we're going to do the, it was a bad move. Right hand turn. 8. Kind of interesting. Makes things very interesting. So let me adjust their numbers. So they lost 1 altitude. That's it. So let me get rid of that. Just put lost 1 altitude. So their speed 9, their altitude's 14. Alrighty, Control Alt Delete. So that right there is CD's turn. Now we're going to take a look at the chart right here. So we got these guys headed in that direction. We got these guys coming, their turns coming up, and they're going in that direction. All right. So at this point, a big thing for AB is to get initiative, because now that they're approaching each other, they're going to be very close. So so AB is going to try to get initiative. They're going to try to maybe pick up their speed while maintaining the same altitude. We're going to see if that's possible. Go. All right. Oops. All right. So they're approaching. Okay. So let's see what we got here. Okay. So they're at 914. Ideally, they want to gain 1 altitude. So they're normal. They want to gain 1 altitude. So that's going to be in this zone. So if they're on afterburners, they can climb 1 altitude and not be penalized. So they're going to go again into afterburners. 2. 1, 2. And record fuel use. We did that. Set maneuver matrix. All right, so let's see what we want to do. So we're definitely going to climb. And we are going to have initiative. So they are going to climb right. Because they're going to have initiative next turn anyways. Right. So they're going to climb right. Set altitude change. They're each going to get 1 altitude. Set new altitude, we just did that. Speed. So we looked over here. All right, their afterburner. Climb +1, 0. So they didn't gain or lose any speed. Over here, they're going to be 9, and their turn type D. So they're on afterburner, so it's going to be like before. If they turn after only 3 spaces, it's going to be a penalty of 1. Anything more than that, there's not going to be any penalty, because they're in afterburners. So the question is, how many do we move them forward? They're gaining altitude 1, so they're going to be able to move 8. So And that's going to move them to altitude. And they did climb, right? So their altitude is going to go up to 15. Control-Alt-Delete. So A's altitude is going to go up to 15. So they're going to have that very, very important initiative this turn coming up. All right. So they can move total 8 because they gain 1 altitude. So their speed was 9, but they gained 1 altitude. So the most they can move is 8. So let's move them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Turn right. 7, 8. Alright, so that's the end of the turn for them. I already updated their statistics. So now we have to see initiative. So now blue team has the initiative again. So let's do something. Let's do some cleanup here. Alright, so blue team has the initiative. So the initiative is A, B team, and the C, D team does not have the initiative. Okay, Control-Alt-1. Alright, so here we go. So, and we're going to move all these movement tails from everybody. Oops. Oops. Because it's a brand new turn. And right here, I'm going to go to the turn record card, and now we're going to be on turn number 4. Okay, so let's take a look at the big picture. One, we really don't even need the big picture right here. So let's get rid of the overview. All right, let's do the telestrator. So these planes right here, they're actually going to have to lose altitude. They're going to have to lose altitude in order to hit these planes, because the heat-seeking missiles are look up or look level. And they're also going to try to get around the back sides of these planes. But they have to be careful, because when these guys go, they can destroy these guys right here. So if they head down like this, like that. So what they're going to try to do is try to maintain the initiative, I think. Let's try that. Okay. So let's look at their Stratus cards. So first we have to set throttle. So let's take a look at what our options here. They can dive 1 level, which would be good, and not lose any speed. Okay, so that's what they're going to do. They're going to go into idle. They're going to stay in idle. They're going to dive 1 and not lose any speed. They're going to dive left. All right, but let's one thing at a time. So idle. All right. No fuel loss. Maneuver matrix. They're going to dive right, I believe. Dive right. Okay. And altitude change. They're going to lose 1 altitude. They're going to go down to 14. This was at 15 before. Is this Bravo? I'm moving the wrong status cards. I gotta move the Alpha status cards. Alright, so they're gonna go down 1 level. They're at idle. They're gonna dive left. Dive left, idle, gain 1. Lose, they're gonna dive 1, 14. Because they don't want to lose the speed. Alright, you get speed. Okay, so altitude change, we did that. Set new altitude, we did that. Yep. Set speed, normal, they're going to be diving. Idle, so they're not going to lose any speed or gain any speed. So again, the turn 9, so the turn type is 4. Now, if they're going to lose 2 speed if they turn at 3, they're going to lose 1 speed if they turn at 4, and they're going to lose no speeds if they turn after moving forward 5. And they're also going to go down 1, so they're going to be able to move forward 8. All right, so let's move them forward. We want to move them forward the whole 5 because we don't want them to lose speed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. Now they can do. Now they have 3 more moves to go. 5, 6, 7. Right turn. 8. Right, so they're approaching the opponents. All right, so they lost no speed. All right, they're all in this area. So, but they did lose 1 altitude. So let's change that up. So now their altitude is going to be at 15. So I'm at 14. 14. 14. All right, so everybody's at 9:14 now, and that is their turn. Okay. So these guys right here. So now they want to get behind these guys right here. So they can go book it very, very fast forward. Fast forward, straight and level flight, then do a left-hand turn. All right, so they're 9:14. Oh, cool. All right, so this is what they're going to do. So afterburner's on. Let's go military power. Record fuel use. They choose 1 fuel. Set maneuver matrix. They are going to dive left. They're going to dive left. I want these guys to have speed. So it's 7. Military power. That would kill them because they would get 2 speed. They would have too much speed. So they're actually going to have to go down to idle. And I'm just going to penalize them with the fuel loss. The reason is if they're even at military speed, unless they're climbing, they would be over speed. So they're going to be idle. And they're going to be diving 1. Idle. They're going to be diving 1. So set maneuver matrix. We have our dive left. Set altitude change. They're going to dive 1. Dive 1, dive 1, set new altitude. They're both going to go down to 13 in altitude. So they're both going to be at 13 in altitude. And set new speed. So dive 1, idle, so they don't lose any speed, which is good. All right, so they're going to be able to move forward 8. All right, and their E for turns. And they were still 9. You know, the speed's still 9, but 1 is being lost. So again, are they on afterburners? That's the question. No. So If they move after 4 hexes, they're going to lose 2 speed. If they move after 5 hexes, they're going to lose 1 speed, and if they move after 6 hexes, they're going to use no speed. Yeah, they're going to lose no speed. So they're going to go forward 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right, they have 2 left. They have to do a left-hand turn. Seven, left-hand turn, 8. Unfortunately, they're not in missile. They can't have a missile lock right here, unfortunately. All right, so I wish I can I? Let's move this up closer. So to get a missile lock, and oh, by the way, every plane here has wide angle heat-seeking missiles. So to get a cannon lock, they have to be either in this hex, or this hex. Right. To get a missile lock, you can go one more step beyond that. Right. Just to confirm, let's go to the Aircrew A card. All right, so let's see what we got here. So the 3 immediately behind and the 2 to the right. So let's do that. Sure, let's leave that there. So 2 to the right and 3 immediately behind. So these right here are the missile lock hexes. I actually believe I can turn that on. Let's see if I do that. Just right click. Bogey mass. IR missiles overlays. Activate wide IR missile overlay. Alright, so there you have a missile overlay for this plane right here. And those are the hexes that we would have, that red team would have to be in order to hit that plane right there. Alright, so let's see if I can turn off that missile overlay. There we go. Okay. So let's just take a look. Just take a look at the cannon overlay if there is one. I don't think. Okay, there isn't actually a cannon overlay, but that's okay. It's pretty simple. So for cannon, we can just go to the chart. All right. So close but no cigar, right? And that's the end of the turn. So they're not at 13, they're at 14. Let's change this up. But blue has the initiative. Okay. Get rid of that. Let's get rid of all these. Alright, there that. So blue has the initiative. And 13. 13. Okay. So blue will have the initiative again. So the initiative is still going to be A, B team, followed by C, D team. Okay, so that's it for this turn. Okay. So turn now moves on to turn 5. We're going to be doing turn 5. All All right, so let's clear these movement trails out. Okay, so let's put up our statistics. All right, so blue's going to have to lose 1 altitude. Blue also has very good maneuverability. Blue's going to have to do a sharp turn to the left. And even then, I don't know if blue can get on red 6. This problem is blue has too much speed. It's going to be very difficult for blue to do a sharp left-hand turn. So blue's strategy is to burn off some of the speed. Blue's strategy is going to be to burn off some of the speed while avoiding getting shot down. All right, so let's do that. Okay, so alpha status cards. So they're at 914. They cannot get. So they're going to stay at. They're going to stay. Is that alpha? Okay. They're going to stay at idle because we want them to slow down. They can dive 2, and they don't lose any speed. But we want them to be level because we want them to lose speed so they can maneuver. And if they actually climb, they can actually lose 3 speed. Now they're going to be doing sharp turns anyway, so they're going to stay level. All right, so set throughout IO, no fuel use, maneuver matrix, level flight. First turn's going to be the left. First turn's level left. Pretty soon I'm going to have them break formation. But not this turn. No altitude change. They'll stay at 14. Yeah, they'll stay at 14. Okay. So they're going to stay at 14. New altitude and change speed. So they're going to be idle, level flight. They're going to lose 2 speed. Their speed's going to go down to 7 to start the turn. And a big advantage of them is their maneuverability. So 7 to start the turn. So they can move 7. So let's look at the 7. So let's look at this chart right here, turn mode chart. So they're at 7. And they're E, I believe. No, they're D, 7 and they're D turn type. So 3, so they can move 2 at a loss of 2 speed, which is what they're going to do. And they're going to turn to the left. So, okay, control 1, 2, turn to the left. Okay, so that's at the end of the turn. That's going to 7. That's going to be down to 7 is going to put him down to 5. But that's all they can lose. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. They got 3 squares to go. Turn to the left. Nope. Yeah, turn to the left. 3, 4, 5. 6. Now, so they're going to turn to the left again. Now things get interesting. All right. So, very, very, very interesting. So, first of all, for speeds, all right. So they went down to 7. They're going to be speed of 5. All right. After this, but we're going to have to do that after this. So let's put up their. So he actually has. What level are they at? That now the next question is what level are they at? They stayed level. All right. Red team. Oh, bad, bad, bad. Red team is actually below blue team. And was red team diving? If red team was diving, then they would have a shot with the with the missiles. But let's see what red team was doing last turn. Missiles are only shoot up. You can only shoot up or level. You can shoot down. You can shoot down only if the other plane was diving. So let's take a look at the Bravo status. So they were diving, and they were both diving. So they actually have a shot. Okay, shooter must start at co-altitude or below the target. The shooter may be one altitude higher if the target is diving. So they were diving, so he has a shot. Altitude difference may not exceed. The target must be in the shooter's forward quadrant. Definitely is. And the shooter must be in a hex that corresponds to the appropriate diagram. Ignore altitude differences for range. So PK6. So the only modifier would be what throttle setting these guys were on. So let's take a look at the throttle, Bravo throttle setting. Okay, throttle IL. That means they need a 1 or a 2 because it's very hard to get a lock. So we're gonna roll it, and I'm guessing red's gonna survive. Let's roll die. Decimal die 1, and that is a kill shot. Ba-boom. Okay, so he's out of play, big time. All right, so he is gone. All right, that's a kill for him. Oh, see, that maneuverability is very, very powerful. Now, first thing we have to do is remove a missile from his card. All right, so now he's only has 7 missiles. Okay. Again, the F4E Phantoms, very, very tight turn radius, and that's a big advantage for them. And the Flogger acceleration, high acceleration rates. And the Flogger has the Phantom has 2 more missiles, but that's usually not an issue in these small fights right here. So his turn is up. His turn 1. So I'm going to turn on his IR missile overlay wide. Alright, so his PK3, that's not going to have a chance to hit because he's at idle, so no chance to hit there. Missile overlay. Okay, so there's no chance to hit there. So very profitable turn for, and now because they did the tight turn, they're going to lose 2. They're going to lose additional 2 speed. So that might be this guy's chance to just put the afterburners and get out of here, but we'll discuss that in a moment. So they're both going to lose 2 speed. They're both going to go down to 5 speed. Alright. So they're going to be at level 14, 5 speed. Control Alt. So they're going to be level 14, and this is going to be at 5 speed. Interesting, I do say. 5 speed. All right, now I'm going to pull out. Let's see the big picture. All right, so these two are headed in this direction, very, very slowly. All right, he is going very fast. In order to, he can try to escape anywhere off this side right here. All right, and he has speed. Thing is, he's going to have to turn around to do it, and that is going to help these guys right here. So right now it's a game of survival. Right now It's a game of survival. Alright. He wants to get altitude too. Okay, so let's see what we go. Let's see what his options are here. Okay. Alright, so Alpha, he's Delta. So this guy right here is scratch. This guy's toast. So go the bottom guy. Alright. So that. Alright, so let's look at the acceleration chart. Alright, he can't gain speed. So, and he can climb, we want him to climb 1, and he can't gain speed. So if he climbs 1, he's going to lose 3 speed. If he stays level, he's going to lose 2 speed. If he dives 1, he's going to lose 0 speed. Alright, so we're going to keep him in okay, and we're going to have him dive. Dive with the left-hand turn. Alright, so speed's still going to be 8. Right now he has speed on these two right here. Alright, so set throttle to idle. Fuel use, none. Maneuver matrix, dive left. Altitude change, 1 down. So he's going to go down to, I guess I didn't mark it last time, did I? Alright, let me take a look at what the, so he's going to go down to 12. Alright, maybe he's going to hit the deck. Maybe I should have had him dive a little bit more and hit the deck. Anyways, he's going to go down to 12. Dive 1, down to 12. South new altitude, speed. Dive 1. Okay, so he's not going. So he dove 1. He's at idle. Why did he dive 1? That doesn't make any sense. He dove 1. He's at idle. So he's not going to lose any speed. All right, so that's good. So his speed's going to be 9 left. His turn type is E. 5. So he can move 5, 6. So he's going to have to move 6 before he does that left-hand turn. And we're going to have him move 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Left-hand turn. Right, so 6. He dove 1, 7, 8. Oh. Yeah, okay. Yeah, well, let's move him back. Move him back to right here. All right. So we're going to move him back to hex, what is it? R, G, H, 27. That's kind of hard to see, but we're going to move him back to H27. Yeah, he wishes. Go back. Move him back. H27. He's going to start right there. All right. We'll remove his movement tail. All right. And I'm going to put him at the heading he was at. And I'm going to go. Okay, so he's going to move forward. 6. He's in trouble. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Left-hand turn. It's not looking good. 7, 8. And his turn is done. Quite possibly his game is done because, well, let's see who has the initiative right now. So he's gonna have the initiative. So he's gonna be able to make some. He's gonna be able to make some space. So he might have a chance. So let's go back to the ratings. All right. So he dove 1. So he went down to altitude 12. So this right here and this right here is altitude 12. I want to make it orange. Altitude 12, and over here altitude 12. Just checking on my dog. Okay, so altitude 12. So 19, 21, he does have the initiative. So let's clear off everybody's. Let's clear off all this extraneous stuff on the screen. And let's clear off everybody's tail. So before I do that, let's mark the initiative down. So the initiative is going to be A. Going to be A. No, it's going to be D, actually. It's going to be D. Okay. So it's going to be D, followed by A and B team. And B team. Good enough. Okay, so I'll delete. Alright, so let's get rid of these movement markers. Movement tails. Alright, very good. So I'm going to go on to the next turn. So we're going to be turn 6. Let's take a look at the big picture. Alright, so these are going that way at a speed of 5. He is going this way at a speed of 9. Right? And he has the initiative, so he's going to just make space, and his ultimate goal is to get off the board someplace in that area. All right, but because these guys are going to have to pick up the speed, and they're not high. The thing is, these guys aren't high acceleration aircraft. He's a high acceleration aircraft, so I think, in my opinion, he has a good chance of making it out. But we shall see, shan't we? And so, okay, very good. So, let me. Excellent. Okay. So let's pull out a little bit on the map, because the game is afoot. All right, so he's 9-12. All right. We can't pick up any more speed, otherwise he'll crash, but let's do this. All right. So he's 9-12, can't pick up speed. But he doesn't want to lose speed either. So he can dive 1. Right. Left dive 1. So he's going to stay the same thing. He's going to stay in idle. Throttle's in idle. Fuel use is none. Maneuver matrix, dive left. Altitude change, he's going to lose 1. Set new altitude. His new altitude is going to be at 11. Right. And that way he won't lose any speed. Right. Because speed is a lifesaver. So, speed of 9, he's E turn factor. He has to move at least 6 before he can do a left-hand turn, which is what he's going to do. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He loses 1. Turn left. 7, 8. All right. So he's got a jump. All right. Okay. He's just trying to get out of there. All right. He's now headed in this direction at a speed of 9. And these guys go next. He's 9 at 12. And these guys are 5 at 14. These guys also have to pick up speed, and they have to dive because they have to get under this guy. So these guys are going in this direction. They're going to have to go up in that direction. And we'll see. My money's on this guy right here because, again, he has a high acceleration plane, and he's going straight line right now. Maneuverability isn't really an issue for him right now. These guys already use their maneuverability to get a kill on this guy's wingman. So Let's clean this up, and we'll do blue's turn. All right, we did red's turn. We're going to do blue's turn, A-B turn. All right, what's blue doing? Oh. They need to pick up speed. All right, so a need for speed, and they can dive like crazy, so. Afterburners, normal acceleration. They're gonna dive 4. All right, they're gonna dive 3. All right, so we're gonna set the throttle. First thing, afterburner, right? Afterburner to catch this guy. Uses 2 fuel. Fuel won't really be an issue right here, I don't think. Uses 2 fuel. Set maneuver matrix. They're gonna dive left because they want to pick up speed. And they're gonna dive 14. They're gonna dive 3. Diving 3. And set new altitude. 14. 1, 2, 3. They're 11, so now they're below the other guy. 1, 2, 3. And right here, normal, dive 3, afterburner. So they picked up 4 speed. Now they're rolling. So now they got maximum speed. So they went into dive, afterburners, and they just picked up a ton of everything that they lost last turn. They got back, and they're 1 level, so they'll be able to use their lookups missiles. So they're D9-4. They can do a turn without penalty at 4, which is good because that's what they're going to do. And they dove 3. Oh, they dove 3. So for movement, they dove 3, 9, that's through 6. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, turn 5, 6. Okay, let's see now, big picture. I actually think they may have the initiative. So their altitude 11, speed of 9. Okay, so let's adjust that. Control altitude 11, speed of 9. Yep. They sacrifice altitude for speed. Altitude 11, speed of 9. Okay. So speed of 9. Oops. So speed of 9. Speed of 9, altitude of 11. So red still has the initiative. That's a good thing for red because he's going to need it. Alright, so that ends this turn. Next turn, we're going to have, again, D is going to have the initiative. Alright, let's see right now. So we're now 10 minutes in. This game probably plays about an hour and a half. So let's do that. Alright, let's move the turn record. We are now on turn 7. Red has the initiative. What's red gonna do? Let's take a look. Okay, so he is at, did he go down 11 last turn? Control Alt. No, he's at 12. Oh, he's at 11 too, isn't he? Okay. I think he did. I don't think I marked this up. So he's 9-11. Okay. Alright, let's see. Let's go to the chart. Set throttle. High. He's already at high speed. We don't want to be gaining more speed. Idle's also good because it reduces. Idle's also good because it reduces his signature. So he's going to stay at idle. He's already going as fast as he can go without breaking up. No fuel use for him. Another good thing. And set maneuver matrix. All right, I have to take a break. All right, I'm going to take about a 2-minute break just to let my dog out because he has to go out for a minute. All right, come on, fella. Come on, big guy. Let's go. Come on. Go. All right. Dog. You good dog. Okay. All right, now, so where were we? Okay, so he's at 11. Speed of 9. We want him to dive. Let's have him dive 2. All right, so record fuel use. No, he's at idle. We want him to dive 2. So he's going to go down to 9. Set altitude change, set new altitude. This is not going to be any speed. So his altitude right now is going to be at 9. He's sitting the deck. Okay. This guy is gone. So he's at 9. 9 and 9. Danger of that is he gets too low, he loses the initiative, but I think he already has enough of a advantage where he isn't going to be. I think he's going to make it out. Okay, so that was the first thing. Let's bring it up. So he's going to dive. So now we have to look over here for, oh shoot, we didn't set the throttle. Alright, I didn't set the throttle. So I'm just going to do dive ahead. And he's just going to go full speed. So that's not necessarily a bad thing for him. Alright, he's going to lose two altitude. That's not a bad thing for him. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, he's making speed. He's making speed. Let's see where he is on the board. Right, so he's right here. And these guys are right here. He has to make it all the way over here. But I don't think that's going to be much of a problem right now. I really don't. Alright. So these guys right here. So that's his turn. Now we have AB. So let's check on their status. Alright. And they're both at 9-11. They both have the jump. They can't get any more speed. Let's look at their cards. Alpha Stas cards. Go down here. Set throttle. They're definitely not going into afterburner. Alright. They want to stay the same speed, preferably stay the same altitude. They can't lose, they can't gain speed. They don't want to climb. So they're gonna dive 1. Okay. And they're gonna do, oh man, they're gonna go in idle. No, this is a speed race. They're gonna dive 1. So their throttle's gonna be at idle. they're going to dive, record fuel use, so they don't use any fuel. So they're going to dive ahead left. So they're going to dive 1. It's moving down 10. Actually, they should have dived 2. That was a mistake. Well, maybe not. We'll see. Dive 1. That does not affect their that does not affect their speed at all. So they're going to be at 9:10. Put that right there. Let's put that 9:10. Boom and boom. 1 0 1 0. All right. So let's do their move. Okay, so let's look at their maneuver matrix. The maneuver matrix, they're at 9, type D. They have to move 5 without losing to not lose the speed penalty. So they're going to do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Turn 6, 7, 8. And okay, so that's their turn. So on the big board, we are coming to some type of ending, I think, very soon. Let's use black. So these guys right here, full speed in that direction. Altitude 10. This guy right here, full speed that direction. Altitude 9. He's just going to continue, try to go as fast as he can toward that board. These guys are going to have to some point make a turn, but I think this guy's already has too much of a lead. So who has the initiative? Blue has the initiative. That's a factor right there. Blue has the initiative. That's a big factor. So let's put up the initiatives. So initiative A, B team, and then D. That's the initiative. So we're going to get rid of this right here. All right, so blue has the initiative. So let's see if we can't get these guys on the same wavelength. So blue has the initiative. 1, 2, and turn. Okay. So again, they can lose a level. They're going to do a dive and idle. Same as before. Dive left and idle, dive left 1. They're going to go down to 9. So they're going to be 9, 9, same as this guy. All right, so the turn radius is 9, 9, D, 4. Right, so they're going to have to move at least 5 if they don't want to get penalized. So they're going to have to do a Y turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And they're going down 1. So I got 3 more. Oh yeah, okay. 6, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, so they're catching up kind of. But no, they're not going to catch up to this guy. All right, so their turn's over. They're at 9, 9. Same as the other guy. I apologize for the technical difficulty. So they're all 9-9 now. So that's it for that turn. And, oh, we have a roll-off to see who has initiative. Oh, very interesting now. Very interesting. Wow. Okay, so these guys have a chance. If these guys can get initiative, this guy's maybe toast. All right, so we're going to roll off for initiative. First, we got to move on to the next turn. So we're going to be on turn 8. Roll off for initiative. A. A gets a 5. B. B gets a 6. Better be 7 or better for D. 9! Oh! All right, so the order of movement is D, B, A. Okay, D, B, A. Oh, that's good for our guys can make survive. So D, B, kind of like opposite of what it was this turn. So the order of initiative is D, D, B, and then A. Right. Cool. All right. So, well, we all know what D's going to do. Okay. D is going to do. D is going to dive 1. Yeah. Okay, so set throttle. Again, it's going to be at idle. Fuel loss, none. Maneuver matrix. Ahead, dive. Altitude change, -1. Set new altitude. He's going to go down to 8. That keeps losing him the initiative though, but the altitude's going to be 8. And you set speed. So he's high speed. Dive 1. Okay, so he's going to go forward 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And that's it for his turn. So speed 9, altitude 8. So let's do that. Speed 9, altitude 8. Ready? And that's D's turn. All right, so take a look on the big board. How close is he? He is that close, maybe 2, 3 turns away. Well, you know what these two are doing? These two right here, just following him along. All right, so they want to keep up the speed. So they're gonna dive just 1. Oh boy, they're gonna dive 1. All right, so throttle is going to be an idle. Fuel use, none. Maneuver matrix, dive ahead. Amount they're diving, 1. They're going to go down to 8. They're not going to gain or lose any speed. And they're just going to go speed 9, straight ahead. And that's their move. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All I can say is wow. All right. The chase is definitely on. All right, so let's take a look and see if we can see the board. There's the board. Okay, so the board edge is right here. Let's go black. This is the board edge. All right, that's where red has to go. They're both going at normal full speed, and the chase is on. Right. So he lost 1 altitude. He went down to. Okay, so he went down Did I already mark them down? Let's see. Control Alt 1. Bravo status card. Okay, so I did mark them down to 8. I may have made a mistake, I hope not, but I did mark them down to 8. Alright, so now these guys right here. Something doesn't seem right here. Oh, yeah, because he went last. Okay, that's why I was saying. Alright, so let's take a look at the numbers. Oh boy. He is in trouble because these guys have the initiative right now. Alright, so as you look along, you may see mistakes I made, possibly. Alright, but we're just going to play it out because mistakes happen. So, turn record card. I was kind of rooting for him to escape, I admit it. Alright, initiative. A, B, and then D. I thought he was going to make it out. So the initiative is A, B, and then D. Right here. Alright. Okay, well, this, unless there's some lucky shooting, well, C, yeah, and A and D, they're going to have a look down. It's going to be interesting. All right, let's get this show on the road, shall we? Last turn. Maybe. All right, so there, 9, 8. Again, they don't want to lose. They don't want to lose any power. So again, they're going to go idle. Wait a minute. They're going to go idle and dive 1. So the throttle again is going to be at idle. Fuel use none. Maneuver matrix. Dive forward. Altitude change 1 down. They're going to go to 7. This guy's at 7. Set new altitude done. Set speed. No change in speed. Alright, they're just going to go forward 9. Have to mark the altitude at 7. Okay. Wait, their altitude was 9, right? Alright, so their altitude is going to go down to 8. Cool. Alright. So let's mark the altitude down to 8. Oops. So 8, and that was a funky looking 8, and another funky looking 8. Alright, so, oops. So they're going to go 9. I think they may actually overshoot him. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. Alrighty. So we have to look at the forward quadrant. Alright? Because they can only fire from the forward quadrant. So let's take a look at the Aircrew A card. Let's look at gunnery combat. Okay, sure must be a range in the gunnery diagram from one of these. All right. Target must be in the shooter's forward quadrant. So is he in the shooter's forward quadrant? Let's take a look. This is the forward quadrant. He is not in his forward quadrant. They're kind of going side by side right now. This guy, meanwhile, this guy definitely has a missile lock on him. Let's just check their altitudes. They're at the same altitude right now. He definitely has a missile lock. As a matter of fact, he had a missile lock over here, and I should have taken it. All right, so let's pull up this guy's mover missile overlay. All right, and he is PK6, so he has a 6. But remember, he's an idle. So let's take a look at the modifiers. All right. Missile combat. 6 minus 4 if the target is an idle, so you need a 1 or a 2. 1 or 2, and what's their speed? And their speed are the same, so target speed isn't higher, so it's 1 or a 2 to kill. So he needs a 1 or a 2. So let's roll it. Decimal 9, and it was it 9? Ah, 9. It fires a missile, doesn't do anything. Good. Cool. All right, so this guy right here, he is A, so he's going to mark a missile as being fired. Well, that's his first missile, and it was a misfire. All right. So, okay, so this guy's going to be at 8, and I believe that's into their turn because this. Well, does this guy have a missile shot? Let's take a look. Okay. Forward quadrant. So these guys weren't in the forward quadrant, so what I should have did was a left-hand turn, but well. Okay, so now it's this guy's turn to try to get out of here. All right, so let's pull up his card. What if he climbed? Just for the hell of it, what would happen if he put on afterburners and climbed like hell? Afterburners and climb 6. That might work. He's going to try something a little bit unique. What he's going to do, he's going to put his afterburners on, costing 2 fuel. So I don't know what that means. I don't know if I can climb actually 6 here, or if that's an advanced game thing. He's gonna go military. All right, why not? I don't even know if this is legal, but he's gonna do it. So he's gonna climb ahead 6 points. All right. So set throttle, afterburner, record fuel use. 1, 2. All right. And this is Bravo, right? On 2. Maneuver matrix. Yep. Forward and up. Altitude change. 6. Okay. Again, I don't know if this is legal, but we're going to do it anyways. And set speed. Because he is a high acceleration, he's not going to lose any speed. All right, so he's going to go up 6, so he's only going to be able to move forward 3. All right, but here we go. 1, 2, 3. And his altitude is now going to be at... And that also gives him the initiative too. All right, so that's taking advantage. That's actually taking advantage of his high acceleration rate, your normal high acceleration rate. So let's mark his things down. So he went up 6, so 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So that's going to be 14. 1, 4. All right, so he's way up there. Those guys are way down there. So these guys are going to have to do a little climbing too, but the thing is they don't have the acceleration that this guy, they don't have the acceleration ability that this guy has. So. All right, so that's it for that turn. This guy next turn is definitely going to have the advantage. Turn record card. We're going on turn 10. Now, for the initiative, D's going to have the initiative. For the initiative, D's going to have the initiative, and it's going to be followed by A and B. All right. So, he's at maximum altitude. All right. Maximum speed. You can still do a little bit of a climb, which is good. Let's take a look. So he can still do a little bit of a climb. So, let's see. Climb 1 or 2. He would gain speed then. He doesn't want to gain speed. I mean, he can stay level and dive 1. Or he can climb 1. But he can't gain speed. He would lose 3. I mean, he would lose 3 speed if he climbed that 1. Alright, he's going to go climb. Climb left. He is going to climb that 1. Alright. His power is going to be at military. No. His power is going to be at idle. This might not be a good move, but oh well. Alright. Oh yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright. So set throttle, record fuel use, set maneuver matrix. Alright, climb left. Set altitude change. Oh, that climb. Alright, so he's going to go up to 15. Go up to 15. So he's up to 15. Went up 1. So, what power is he at? He's at idle. Oh man, why did he climb 1? He's going to climb 1, so he's going to lose 3 speed. He's going to go down to 6. And at 6 with an E turn, he's going to have to move at least 4. Alright. So he has 4 total moves he can do. Now it's going to be, no, 6, but it's -1 because he's climbing. So it's going to be 5. And he is E-type. He's going to have to move at least 4. So go 4 and then left turn in 1. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4. Left turn 1. Left turn 1. Alright, so speed 6. Speed 6, altitude 15. Very, very interesting. Speed 6, altitude 15. So it'll be speed 6, altitude 15. Alright, so first order of business for blue team. Well, first order of me is we're going to zoom in a little bit and take a look. Okay, a little bit more. And we're going to go to the left so you can see this. Okay, so try moving it a little bit more and moving to the left. Okay. Alright, so is there altitude 8? Let's put up all the numbers. Alright. Speed 9, altitude 8. Speed 6, altitude 15. They're going to have to pick up some altitude. Alright, so let's see how they do. That was actually a smart move by them. So let's take a look at their chart. Alright, so the normal, they want to pick up altitude. They have to be in at least military power to do it. They can't pick up altitude and idle. So what are they? What speed are they at? So they're speed 9. All right, so they're right here. I wish I could zoom in on this, but okay. So they can't gain speed. They have to gain at least 5 or 6. And if they do that, they'll lose 3. At military power, they'll lose 3 speed. So they're going to do that. They're going to go to military power. Use 1 fuel. Gain 5. Gain 5. So check the speeds. Gaining 5 military power. They're going to lose 2 speed, so they're going to go down to 7. And they're gaining 5, so they're only going to be able to move 2 spaces forward. And they're going to climb ahead. Oh, wow. Alright, so 1, 2. So they're at 14, speed 7 right now. So they 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So they're 14, speed 7. Okay, so let's. Oh, did they lose 1 or 2? Yeah, 14, speed 7. So they lost 1. No. No, they lost 3. Alright. So they'll be 14, speed 6. So it should be at 614. Because to go up that high, they lost 3 speed because they're not one of the quick planes. So their speed 6, altitude 14, speed 6, altitude 14. Right. So that's where we are at the end of this turn. Red is going to have the advantage here. All right. So let's do initiative. Initiative is D, and then B, A. And we are going on to turn 11. Alright, let's get rid of the movement markers. Now, what's he going to do? He's going to try to get out of there. So, he's at 15. He's at 7. He can trade some altitude for speed. Or he can stay at altitude can't climb. You can go to idle, dive 1, and stay at the same speed. That's what he's going to do. Or he wants to gain 3. What's his speed? So he can gain 3 speed. He can dive 4 levels. And that's what he's going to do. He's going to dive 4 levels. Okay, so he's going to dive a. Okay, so let's set throttle. Military power. Uses 1 fuel. All right. He's going to dive ahead. He's going to dive 4. That's going to put him at altitude of 11. That's going to move his speed to 9. He's going to be able to move ahead 6. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's very, very close for getting off the board. He really is. All right, so altitude 11, speed 9. Will he make it out? I don't know. All right, so altitude, speed 9, altitude 11. So these guys have to lose 3. Okay, so these guys have to lose 3 altitude to have a shot on this guy right here. All right. Well, he was diving. So these guys right here. Blue team has to get at least to altitude 12. Normally they would need to use the heat-seeking missiles. Normally they would need to get at the same level, which is 11, but because red dove this turn, they can fire from 1 level above. Okay, so they have to dive down to 12. So let's put that right there. Okay, so let's take a look at what the numbers were. Okay, there's 614. So, let's see. They have to lose at least 2 levels. And they have to gain 3 afterburners. Afterburners. Well, 3, if they lose 3, put them at the same level as him. That would be better. All right. And they would only gain 2 power. Afterburners, they can lose 2, but it'll be a look-down shot. They're going into afterburners. I mean, they're going into afterburners. Afterburner. And afterburner. Oops. Afterburner 2 fuel use. All right. Maneuver matrix. How are they going to get? First turn is going to be dive left. So they're going to be diving to the left. So they're going to be going like that. Hopefully get within a firing range. Okay, so I have them diving. I have to mark their dive now too. Okay, so the dive left, the amount they're going to dive is going to be 3. They're going to be diving 3. So they're going to be gaining 2 speed. Yeah, so they'll be at 8. Well, who is this? Is that Alpha? Alright. I get those mixed up. Alright, okay, so let's see. So throttle. So military. So they're going to dive 3. And they're going to dive left 3. They're going to gain 2 speed, which brings them from 6 to 8. They lose 3, they're going to go down to 11. I don't know why that's way down there, but it should be way up. Yeah, because of the climb last turn. So that'd be at the same level. I think I missed something there, but okay. So they're going to be at the same level. Fuel use, maneuver matrix, altitude change, set new altitude. Okay. Set speed. They're in military. I wanted them in military power. I put them in afterburners, so let's see. No, they'd have to be at military power to do a dive of 3. So they're at military power. Right. So they lose 1 fuel. I know I'm making all kinds of mistakes now, but we're close to the end. We're close. All right, set new altitude have changed. Set speed done. So their speed is 8. They are dropping 3. They have a move of 5, and they have a left-hand turn. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Left-hand turn. 5. Oops. Move them both back 1. There we go. All right, so they're going to be out of range. He's going to make it off the board. Let's remove these markers. Okay. So their speed of 8 and altitude of 11. So let's check that. Speed of 8 and altitude of 11. Oops. And that's going to end the game because he's going to be able to get off the board. So turn record card, we go into turn 12. All right, let's put it up. Because he's going faster, he's going to get the initiative, and he's going to be able to make it off the board. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we're just going to do it. On turn 12, this is it. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And he's off the board, and he keeps going. All right, that's it, folks. Blue team won a victory. They shot down one of the red teams. One of the red team planes down in this area. Let me just do a quick telestrator for everybody. Clean off the board. There we go. All right, so both flights came in that way. He turned down. These guys came up. He turned down. These guys got behind these guys. Right there. The plane was shot down in that area. Then at that point, the race was on. He, at that point, was booking and headed off in that direction. And these guys right here, it took them a little while to get but the blue team took them a little while to get turned around to follow these guys. They had one really good shot at this point right here, but after that it was just a race to the edge of the board, and red won. So red lost the plane. It's a minor victory for blue because one red plane actually got off the board. In that game, you saw the advantage of having a plane that's very, very maneuverable. You saw the advantage of having a plane that can high acceleration. Next game is going to be next Saturday. It's also going to be Flight Leader. I'm probably going to be using different planes. I'm not going to do the advanced rules yet. And this Tuesday is going to be Tobruk Tuesday, where I play scenario 1 of the game Tobruk. Before I do these broadcasts, I like to do a 5-minute example of a pre-game, just to explain what's going on, explain some of the rules. So I'm going to do a 5-minute pre-game for Tobruk. I post all these things always at the YouTube channel Vassal Live. Next time, I think I'm going to be streaming off of YouTube, but I will be announcing things at Facebook. I want everybody to have a wonderful day. It's been a pleasure having you, and have a good week. Bye-bye.